Asian Monologue is appearing here at University of Maryland. With that being said, I'd like to give a big shout out to Melanie here and her whole committee that has been putting endless and timeless work into this. So basically, the Asian Monologue is a unique opportunity for members of the Asian American community to share their diverse stories and experiences through poetry, prose, and original monologues. We aim to bring the audience into deeper conversations and understanding about identity, stereotypes, discrimination, love, and community, as well as our joys and triumphs. So before we start with the show, I'd just like to run over a few quick things. We'd like to thank the multicultural involvement and community advocacy for their continued support for diversity and awareness on campus, and the Asian American Student Union for sponsoring this event. We also ask that you silence your cell phones now, so if you do need to take anything, please go outside so we can respect the performers here on stage-ish. Okay, and respect is very important to the performers and your fellow audience members. There will be an intermission at 7:30, so if you guys can hold off until then, that would be great. So some of this information may be triggering to some individuals, so if you need to exit the room, please do so at any time during the performance quietly. A lot of this information is very private and personal, so please respect that and keep the stories inside this room if a speaker requests it. So I'm gonna need to ask a favor of everyone. If everyone can please just snap. Just show me you can do it. Awesome, awesome, great sound. So we are all about snaps, so please engage with the performance and snap if you hear something you like. Of course, at the end of the performance, please clap away and show your appreciation. I'd like to thank you so much for coming out tonight. Our program will be roughly 1 hour long, so we hope you enjoy the show. And here's our first performer of the night, Melanie Ho.
Hi everyone, could you kill the lights? All right. My piece is called, well, first of all, thank you so much for coming out. It's so wonderful that you're all here. My piece is called Song of My Father's Tongue. Song of my father's tongue sings a slow and patient tune as he tap, tap, taps on black keyboards. All I can think of is an everlasting totterer, a grown man toddler. His tongue trips and stutters over pointed consonants. He hangs in the distance between L and R, fingers clenched white with effort. The wet of his eyes glisten in tight spirals. He sits back in his chair. The wheels rumble past hardwood floor like train tracks. He folds left and right hand in prayer, hung between his thighs. Eyes become open palms, and he asks me, 송이야, 나 이메일 하나만 써줄래? Translated to, will you write an email for me? As the firstborn daughter of an immigrant family, my life's destiny was to be a translator. The umbilical cord that tied me to the womb of my mother reformed itself in a string of alphabet letters, and this time I was on the other side, nursing my parents with American lies like, yeah, I'm allowed to watch TV while I'm grounded. Will you please buy me a Furby? All the Americans have one. I wielded American norms as a whip. I knew the crack of it could send my father's feet dancing to my will, that he would bend his proud and straight Korean back so that I would never feel estranged, a feeling he could never drop from his chest since the day his tongue fell off the back end of an airplane. His body resides here in the land of opportunity, but his tongue is still lost at sea, navigating the Pacific. In America, the land of milk and honey, the only flavor reserved for him is salt. His tongue will never make it back to him. His tongue will one day drown. Song of my father's tongue sings a slow and painful tune. He knew the bitterness I tried to bite back as the plagiarisms unfolded themselves from the walls of my tongue and teeth, but he never stopped asking for emails, never shared in my shame as he bent his proud back. Song of my father's tongue sings a slow and patient tune, and today my ears are finally open. I will speak for him, understand for him, song of my father's tongue will be carried and cradled in daughter's hands. Thank you. So thank you so much for coming again. I thought that was relatable to a lot of people, especially if your parents are immigrants. You find out that your parents aren't perfect at a pretty young age because of the language barrier. And for me, it was a hard thing to accept. I held it against them for a very long time until finally realizing that it was probably the biggest sacrifice they could have ever made. Just to be marked with an accent for the rest of your life and to be lost in a land where your children are so familiar. And so, thank you for listening.
All right, thank you, Melanie. Up next, we have Joanne Liu.